I hope everybody had an awesome weekend. This is my original male lightning pie that I picked up. I believe I picked up the pair back in the early fall of 2021. They produced my first ever lightning pied clutch for me in the summer. Oh, they hatched in the summer of 2022. And he produced like two or three other clutches for me. But he actually hasn't been bred in probably about at least 18 months or so, a year and a half at the very least. And I decided that it was time to let him go. So this video is really about deciding when to let go some of your adult snakes and kind of showcasing this male. So to talk about him up front, he is a 1,600 gram male lightning pied. He's proven, and I'm asking around $2,500 for him right now on sale, which is the same price that people are asking for hatchlings. And this is a proven male that is ready to go. Why is that important? Because he's plug and play. You put him directly into your breeding rotation. You breed him to a clown pied, and you're already into the lightning clown pied project. If you only have pieds laying around in your house, in your collection, in your racks, you take them to a pied, and everything is pied het MJ xanthic. Those snakes are worth a lot more than just your plain old pieds that you'd be breeding it to. If you have an enchy pied female, bring a lot of pattern back in. So he's extremely useful. He is going to be a fantastic pickup for somebody because of the fact that he is just plug and play. You put him in, he's proven, he's a big male ready to go. So take a look at him if you're in the market, if you've been thinking about this project. He's the only adult at all, male or female, I think, that is currently available, especially proven breeders. So look at him. And so how did I come to the conclusion that I was going to release this male? How did I get there? Because if he hasn't been bred in 16, 18 months, maybe even more, what has he been doing this whole entire time that he's been sitting on this rack? Basically nothing. He's had basically no work. Come here, buddy. He's had no work for basically the last 12 months. Or not 12 months, the last 18 months. And that's a big reason why I decided that it was time for him to quit taking a free ride. But because of what happened this summer, because of how many high-end quality lightning pied het clowns I produced, because of the fact that the other male that I've been using, that's the OD Blade Double Het Clown MJ, has been such a good breeder for me that he's been infinitely more useful because there's a triple recessive and he has two codoms. And he is basically locking up to anything and everything. He's produced a ton of clutches for me. So the fact that I already have another adult male that I'm breeding in the project that is technically a little better, even though he's not a visual MJ, the fact that I've produced males that are visual lightning pieds that are het clown, which is a giant upgrade over him, and the fact that I still have clown pieds here that are also potentially het MJ xanthic. Another reason is I really don't have anything to breed him to right now. A lot of what I'm breeding at this point is going to be in the DG clown and pied stuff. And those are all already intermingling. I don't really want to take a plain MJ xanthic pied male to any of the females that I currently have available. I think it's going to be a downgrade on this project versus me using my OD Leo DG pied male, or using one of my 4 or 5 gene clown males, or using my Super OD YB Fire clown pied male to any of those females that I currently have available. So with no plans in the immediate future for him, and even in the extended future, I mean, I really don't even see breeding him in the next 6 months at the earliest. And by then, that lightning pied het clown male that I produced is going to be close to breeding size because he's already 2 months old. So it just doesn't make sense to hold on to a snake like this when my projects are really surpassed what he's capable of doing. Some people like to have backup options, but I have that other male that's already an adult that I've been using more, basically exclusively for these projects. So he really is kind of redundant and is money that I could use to reinvest or to pay off debt. So that's kind of, how you get to that journey of, well, I have this male. He's still a powerful male. The fact that he's big, the fact that he's proven, and the fact that he has a more rare recessive trait like MJ Xanthic, he's still very valuable to me. He's valuable to anybody, really. There's not a lot of these going around, and it's probably the most premier line of Xanthic at this point. And I have so many better things, it's just not worth keeping around. And so if I can still get a decent amount of money for the snake, and somebody else gets to put them to use, even better. I think when I bought this pair, I think I paid like $8,000 for them, and they were pretty much adults, maybe 1,200, 1,300 grams. So the value to me has been retained pretty well over the course of, I guess I've had them for 3 years now. The pair of the original adults, and I think I actually got a decent deal on them as adults. Buying them as a pair, I bet you they probably would have cost more like $5,000 a piece if I would have bought them separately. And I think the second lightning pied female that I got was closer to 4 or 5 or about $5,000 by herself. So their value has basically maintained itself pretty darn well. But he's a nice kind of medium pattern male. He really is, and he's pretty docile too, as you can see here. He's just hanging out. Really good snake. So if you are interested in this project, this is the best value for your dollar. He's actually the only plain lightning pied male I have left. The other one I have is the OD blade lightning pied, and I might end up keeping him if I can't get what I want for him, and just actually replace this male with that baby. But this is really the only plain lightning pied I have at the lower price point of what lightning pieds come at, and he's the same price as a hatchling. So that's pretty big as well. So take a look at that if you are interested in the project. If you are contemplating whether or not to get rid of a breeder adult that you may or may not need, and you're kind of on the fence about whether or not it's still useful in your collection, think about those points that I kind of made. Is it redundant? Do you have plans for it? Do you have replacements for it? Do you have backups for it? All those things will come into play. Really, one of the biggest ones for me is like, do you have any plans for it? I mean, I really shouldn't even kept him this long. I think the only reason I did was because I actually didn't know that other male, the OD blade pied doublehead MJ Clown, he was actually only 50. He was only a pos head, 50% pos head MJ, and I didn't prove him out. I don't think that clutch from him hatched until December of last year, so 10 months ago. So I didn't know that he was MJ until then. So really, the earliest I ever would have released him probably would have been December of 2023. But I probably held on to him because I was like, well, I need to have a backup. I don't have any other males that I know are MJ Xanthic. If shed testing would have been able to let me know if other snakes were MJ, then I would have probably let him go sooner. So that's really the only reason he's been around so far, is we can't shed test. And I was making sure that I had backup options. He's very... Why don't you come around the front? There we go. People can see your beautiful little face. Hi, buddy. But he's a really great temperament as well. So that's it for today. We have a lot of stuff going on. More of those DG clown clutches are hatching. I actually think I hit one DG clown in there, one really nice DG, and a really nice clown. The male, I think this is the DG clown. I believe it's a pastel red stripe. And I'll show you real quick here. And I'll get more into all these clutches. Get him right there. I'll get more into these clutches as we get them. I sent a lot of the sheds from the initial clutch out for shed testing already. Believe it or not, one of them looked like it was the first one that was going to shed, and then she went back into blue, which was really weird. And she still hasn't shed yet. And the other one shed like 5-6 days ago. So that was really strange. So I'm still waiting for that one, but all the other ones have already been sent out for shed testing for DG and pied. All of the ones that are not visual clowns are going to be released. Really trying to confirm if those two really pretty males are actual visual DGs or not. So a lot of stuff going on this week, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.